Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is October 21st, 2024. I ain't gonna lie, I almost wanted to say 1984 for a second. And I didn't even mean to, I almost said it. I was thinking about that book earlier today. That's probably why it's stuck on my brain. But we kind of do live in 1984. October, what did I say, 21st? I always try to say the date just so people know, because I do backlogs on multiple platforms. Yes, October 21st, 2024. I'm here with my co-host, Lammy Chillmeister. So, update. I got my latest interview with Miss McGillicuddy. It is up on YouTube. It is up on Spotify. You guys know how I do with the channel. If you're longtime listeners, you know every October, the whole month of October, I try to do nothing but paranormal. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I just love paranormal. I love spooky stuff. And I think it's a good break from reality. And the stuff that I cover is real, you know, unless the people who have these paranormal accounts are lying. That's on them, not on me. I just report what I hear. I haven't been able to do that this year. There's just always so much going on in the news. So much with conspiracy. I did like 3 episodes, I think, on Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton, with all the craziness of that going on. There's so much crazy shit going on with politics because it's a voting year. So please go check out that Miss McGillicuddy episode. If you enjoy like the spirit of Halloween, the holiday itself, you will enjoy that episode, dude. And the reason why I keep promoting it so much, we just put it out on Spotify today. For one, it's that time of the year. 2, we did like 3 hours, 37 minutes, man. So please go check it out, dude. It's a banger. We get into Hat Man, astral projection, shadow people. So go check it out. Speaking of Spotify, speak of the devil. I don't know if Spotify is going woke. It's getting harder on all these platforms. I've heard shadiness about Rumble. Obviously, we know YouTube is fucking controlled and shady as fuck. I don't like BitChute very much because, for one, we gave up on BitChute. We have maybe like 5 episodes on BitChute. We completely just gave up on it. BitChute, I'm sorry. Yes, you can find a lot of good info out there, but the platform sucks. You know, and I remember Max Egan was like, we have to support BitChute. We have to support BitChute. I know it's janky, but we have nothing else. It's like, yeah, we do. We have Rumble. We have Spotify. We had Anchor at the time, and this was years ago, but there's other fucking platforms, dude. What was I gonna say? Oh, BitChute, though. BitChute fucking blows, man. First of all, there is like an army of fucking, this is even if they're real, because you guys know how I feel about the dead internet theory. I think I've got into it before. I've dabbled in that theory. Also, a lot of these things are bots and shit, so I think they swarm BitChute with bots. But even so, there's a lot of fucking neo-Nazis on BitChute. I mean, it's as toxic as fucking 4chan. I've never been on 4chan, but I've heard stories, and if these people are real, it is concerning how many Hitler dick riders there are, dude. And as someone who's married to a Hebrew, it's like, dude, I told my wife, I'm like, I showed her some of it. I'm like, dude, we can't be posting on here, man. Like, I don't believe in controlling your audience and shit. And you know me, I'm pretty open-minded. I have questions about Judaism and World War II and things like that. I don't mind having the hard conversations, you know. I think World War II should be looked into. When they say they killed 6 million Jews and 6 million Jews weren't even alive at the time, something weird is going on. And it's mathematically impossible to burn that many Jews in incinerators, and they've proven that. I got questions about World War II. I'm not anti-Hebrew, anti-Jewish. I married one, you know. She sucks at being Jewish because she's not good with money. Sorry. Is that fucked up? You guys know me. You gotta have a sense of humor, dude. But Spotify, here's something weird that happened on Spotify today. We were uploading the Miss McGillicuddy interview. By the way, we're getting like a heat wave in fucking Kentucky, dude. I'm wearing my long sleeve. Like, this is the only thing that sucks about weather in Kentucky. It won't make up its fucking mind. Like, it's like super hot in my fucking house, dude. I woke up pouring sweat. I wanted to wait to turn on the heat. I woke up pouring sweat, just tearing my shirt off, like, I'm burning up, you know. Which my mother-in-law, she'll creep in my room every now and then. And she likes to creep in my room and tell me, because the laundry room's connected, and she'll creep in my room, and I sleep butt-ass naked most of the time. And she'll always tell me, I seen your butt today. And I go, cool. And the poor thing has been single forever. Like, I told Sammy, I'm like, look, I ain't gonna stop sleeping naked, you know. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I don't really care, honestly. I said, worst case scenario, your poor mama, she ain't been with a man in forever, like years. I was like, so if she sees a cock and balls in my butthole, it's okay. I don't give a fuck, dude. You guys know me, I'm a punk rock pirate, dude. I don't give a fuck. It's hot in the house. If it's hot in the house, I ain't got no clothes on, dog. This is going off the rails. I'm just having fun today. It's a loosey-goosey episode. Spotify, though. So we're uploading the fucking episode of Miss McGillicuddy on there. And my wife's like, oh, it won't upload. There's words triggering it. And I'm like, what do you mean there's words triggering it? Like, Spotify, I was like, Spotify's pretty fucking, there's like, for the most part, I have never been, knock on wood, I've never been censored by Spotify ever. And I've talked shit on Judaism, the tiny hat people, you know. I've talked shit on, I've gotten into frazzle drip. I've gotten into some dangerous subjects and said some crazy shit. I've said the F word faggot like a billion times on this podcast. I think I've said like the N-word a couple times, and without calling someone it, just using the N-word, talking about the N-word. I told you, man, I grew up on Howard Stern and Miss McGillicuddy, speak of the devil. Well, speak of the angel. You know, let's rephrase our English language because words are spells. Miss McGillicuddy, speak of the angel. She was like, hey, I'm sorry I cussed so much on your podcast. And I kept telling her, dude, I'm like, look, this is my pirate ship. My podcast is my pirate ship. I'm Captain fucking Abe. I'm White Rabbit. I grew up on Howard Stern. You can say whatever the fuck you want. As long as you're not cussing me out personally, because I will lose my temper, which she would never do that. And when I start cussing back, I say the most vile shit that pops up in my head. So, like, which at the end of the day, it'd be good content. So that's a warning to future guests. Like, as long as you're not, like, verbally attacking me, cussing me out and stuff, like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, you guys know me. I cuss like a sailor. You're allowed to talk about anything on my channel. You know, you're allowed to talk about Christianity. You know my feelings on Christianity, but I don't care. Talk about it. Talk about whatever, dude. The only thing I will never allow on my channel is if, like, I don't know. I think I would even allow someone who is pro-sacrificing babies or pro-pedophilia. Here's the twist, though. I would allow them on my channel so I could debate them. That would be the only time I would allow even that on my channel. But I grew up on Howard Stern, dude. And the old Howard Stern was kind of an inspiration of, like, outlaw fucking radio, dude. So cuss away. I don't care. But Spotify, dude. Is Spotify going fucking woke? Because they would not allow if you check out our YouTube Miss McGillicuddy interview, it was called, Shadow People was one of the so we had Miss McGillicuddy part 2, and then I forget the symbol, the 2 dots, and we put Shadow People, Astral Projection, and Hatman. Because we wanted, like, hey, this is the main subjects we're talking about. We talk about all sorts of shit, but I was like, we gotta, like, comprise it down to, like, 2 or 3. It would not allow us to upload the word shadow people in the title. Okay. Spotify. Are you going woke on us, is my question. Shadow people is not a racial term. I live in Kentucky. I was born and raised in Florida. We got rednecks in Florida too. And we sure as hell, we got rednecks, racist, neo-Nazis, and hillbillies in Kentucky. I lived with hillbillies. My ex-wife, her father was a neo-Nazi. I've heard every racial term you can call a black person go in one ear and out the other. I've never heard a racist call someone, well, that's a shadow person right there. A shadow person? That is literally a paranormal term for shadow people. A shadow person, let me just basically explain it to you. I've heard of, like, luminescent. Is it luminescent? Luminescent or luminescent? Correct me in the comments. I've heard of luminescent beings, light beings. I've actually seen light beings, like, in dreams and stuff. I've always thought they were angels. And then you have apparitions, which is usually like a glow, but it's like a pale, more dull glow, like a blue or a gray. It's a human spirit, is what apparitions are. Luminescent figures would be kind of like something angelic or something higher vibrational, positive. Shadow people are never fucking good. I've seen shadow people. I wanted to actually get into that with Miss McGillicuddy. Tell her about my shadow people experiences. Tell her about my not astral projection experiences, but sleep paralysis experiences. I kind of wanted to tell her about my stuff too, because we have had similar experiences, and I wanted to see if what I was experiencing was actually like succubus or was, because I don't know, you know, and I wanted to just tell her my stories and see what she thought on it, but we didn't get around to it. That's okay. It's no big deal. But shadow people are literally like, I've seen them before, and you see them on the side of your eye, and sometimes you can even look at them and see them with the front of your eye, you know, not in your peripherals. It's literally like, the only way I could describe it when I seen shadow people was like, it's like a shadow running super fast. Like, they're super fucking fast. The Native Americans spoke about them. I've seen them. I used to see them as children. Once in a blue moon, I still see them. It's not a racial term. So I don't know if Spotify is going fucking woke on me or what. So we literally had to change it from shadow people to shadow space person in the title. Because apparently shadow people is a racial term. Like, I've lived with hillbillies for years, neo-Nazis. I've never heard one of them be like, there's a shadow person. Hee-haw, you know. Spotify, dude, I got my eye on you, dude. If you don't go woke, man, we ain't got much left, dude. I've already spoke to you guys about Rumble. It's owned by a Canadian company. They have to abide by Canadian guidelines. BitChute sucks. That's another thing I was going to mention about BitChute. The only reason we have like 5 episodes on BitChute, it'll literally take 24 hours to upload a 30-minute podcast to BitChute. I don't know if that's changed over the years, but we gave up. We're like, dude, this website fucking sucks. I mean, you guys know my podcast too. Unless I'm doing an interview, like, my interviews are actually decently long. But most of my podcast, I try to keep it around 30 minutes because people's attention spans, no offense, people's attention spans suck. And they can't keep attention longer than 30 minutes. So I always try to keep my solo podcast under 30 or around 30 minutes, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I had to go off about Spotify, dude. Like, I don't know if they're going woke. And this is the second time that has happened. She said it's happened before where they didn't like a certain word because it wasn't politically correct. And I don't remember exactly what Sammy said, what the word was. But she's had this issue before. Gang stalking. It didn't like gang stalking. It would not let you put gang stalking into your title. So this is the second time this week that it's given me problems. So I don't know if this is something new on their platform that they're doing of censoring more. It's concerning though, because that's twice this week that it's happened. You don't like the word gang stalking and you don't like the word shadow people. What the fuck is going on, Spotify? Just let me upload my shit. Do not start this YouTube game. So if you work with Spotify or something and you see this, don't turn into YouTube. We really don't have anywhere else to go. The other day I brought up Hillary Clinton wanting to repeal Section 230. I did a whole episode on it. Go check that episode out. It's gonna get hard to fucking podcast. And it's gonna get to the point, I don't want to quit. But if it ever, there might come a day when this channel will end because of censorship and dumb shit, man. So, the WhatsApp, I downloaded WhatsApp. So I should be doing, I think I need to get in contact with them. And need to jump on WhatsApp and speak to Zach. I can't remember your last name, please forgive me, but she's a friend of Miss McGillicuddy. Miss McGillicuddy hooked me up with him to do like an interview. So I don't know if we're going to do like a pre-interview, kind of feel each other out, but he did bring up in a group message, we might be getting into like Aleister Crowley and mind control. So look forward to something. We will do something with him and their ministry. I had to download WhatsApp. I downloaded it today. So that's something coming up for the channel, and it'll be, it was his idea, and I'm up for whatever, you know. It was his idea. An episode might be coming out either on their channel. I do want to talk to him in general and bring up the concept of swap casting, which Doug Stanhope invented. Swap casting is basically you record on both ends and everyone puts it out on their channel. Because back in the day when podcasting first came out, with like Doug Stanhope's podcast and Joe Rogan and Death Squad Radio and stuff, they kind of invented podcasting. When it first came out, everyone was like, hey, I'll get you on my show and then I'll have myself on your show. And Doug Stanhope just was sitting there and he's going, why don't you just record it on both ends and put it out on both of your channels at once? And they're like, oh, duh, I never thought of that. So I'm hoping, honestly, like, if they're aware of the concept of swap casting, I'll explain it to them. It's pretty simple. You just both record it on both of your ends, and you both put it out on both of your channels. It's that way it's getting out there twice, you know, twice as much viewership, you know. But if they don't want to do a swap cast, we can always do, basically, I'll go on their show and they can come on mine. I'm cool with whatever, dude. I'm up for whatever. I just enjoy podcasting and getting my channel out there. Ideas. Let me hang on just a second. So, yesterday, I got a little concerned, dude. And I just wanted to give you guys a heads up as listeners. And this may not come to be, but I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday, I struggled through yesterday's episode. And it's not that I'm feeling burnt out. You guys know me. I put out an episode just about every day. I enjoy doing this. If I didn't enjoy doing this, you already know that I don't want to burn out again like I did before, where I had to take a year and a half off. But I fucking grind when it comes to podcasting. I put out a podcast just about every single day. Pats on back, you know, I'm not stroking my ego, but I think that's pretty fucking good. But I did notice, I'm like, oh shit, I'm running out of ideas. Running out of subject matter to talk about. It was the first time in a minute, I'm talking months, maybe 4 or 5 months. It was the first time that but it was the first time in like 4 or 5 months where I went, oh shit, I'm running out of subjects to talk about. There's reasons for this. Here at my workplace, during the day, my work shift is 8 hours a day, sometimes 9, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes overtime, sometimes I'll work 50 hours a week. They used to allow us to listen to headphones. So I would cram in 8 hours of conspiracy podcast. I'm talking Tinfoil Hat, Whiskey, Beer, and Conspiracy, Unjected Show. Bangers, dude, you know? And I would get my info from them, and then I would podcast about the same shit because I was getting informed of what's going on. They took away our headphones at work. And I really don't have that much time during the day. I get about an hour, maybe 2 hours of watching short form content creators who are conspiratorial, like 10-minute videos, 5-minute videos. And I got to cram it all in, and I'm sitting there taking notes while I'm drinking my coffee and rolling cigarettes of like stuff to talk about. I'm going through a dry spell. That doesn't mean that I'm going to end the podcast, obviously. I'm going to podcast till the day I die, or till the day I can't anymore. That being said, I am starting to run out of material. So I have some ideas. I might end up doing kind of like what streamers do on days off. I plan on doing, basically, I'll be doing like watch along videos of like, and I'll try to keep it, like I said, around 30 minutes. I'll do watch along videos of conspiracy stuff with commentary from me. Of basically, yeah, just conspiracy stuff of watch along conspiracy videos with commentary. So I think that'll be cool. Another thing too, I'm waking up later. I ain't gonna lie. I have seasonal depression. It's fall time. So I've noticed lately, I've literally been sleeping until like 7, 8 o'clock at night, getting to work, having just enough time to eat. I do have seasonal depression, I said. That, and can I just ask something? Is it me? Do you guys have this problem too of like, come fall and winter, where it's darker earlier and it's cooler? It is so fucking hard to get out of bed, dude. When it's cold and it's dark, I don't want to get out of bed, dude. Like, it takes everything in me. I literally wake up, even if I've had like 10 hours of sleep, I'm like, no, I don't want to get out. It's so warm and cozy, and you know it's shit outside. Like, it is so hard to get moving during fall and winter, at least for me. But I have been sleeping in later, and I need to. So I'm just letting you guys know the episode frequency may be slowing down during fall and winter. You guys know how I do. During summer, I have plenty of energy, and I think a lot of it has to do with sun and your exposure to the sun, decalcifying your pineal gland, sun gazing, even if it's in your peripheral, or even if you're subconsciously getting that sunlight going through your retinas and decalcifying pineal gland. I think it has an effect on the body. I mean, I just truly do. Also, I get like little phone updates, and I used to have like 10 to 12 hours of screen time on my phone. I get little updates that'll tell you your screen time, how much screen time you're doing. It went from like 10 to 12 hours, sometimes 8, to literally, so pats on back to me if you're into the whole fasting of social media, fasting of internet, fasting of media in general. I guess that's a good thing. I'm like down to like 2 hours of screen time per day. So that's another reason I'm not getting scoops like I used to. And me and my coworker, who's a conspiracy theorist also, we were talking, dude, like in general, of like, this fucking sucks that they took our headphones away. I said, I don't know what's going on. I go home, watch a little bit of TV, go to eat, go to sleep, wake up, watch a little bit of TV. I try to buy newspapers and read, but this is mainstream news. We all know it's fucking propaganda. I don't know what's fucking going on. It is hard for me to keep up now. Now that they took away my headphones, I can't listen to conspiracy podcasts like I used to. I mean, I used to listen to 8 hours a day. Now I get to listen to maybe an hour of podcast a day. It fucking sucks. So much dick. And I don't know what's going on. Like, you guys will have to fill me in on conspiracies and shit. But I don't know. I don't think I jinxed myself. I think I'll still probably end up putting an episode out a day. But I did notice yesterday, I was like, uh-oh, dry spell might be coming. But yeah, I don't know. that's just some stuff that's been on my head. That's plans for the channel. Today was kind of an inside baseball talk, but I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you were entertained. I hope you look forward to stuff that's coming out. And I guess I'll probably title this episode, Is Spotify Going Woke? I don't know. I just noticed that's the second time this week something strange going on. But I love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Hope you enjoyed.